Hello everyone and welcome back to my vlog. This is my life because guess what? This is my life. So today I'm gonna do another makeup tutorial of me getting ready in the morning. I have my therapy appointment at 1:30 and of course my watch was too tight on my wrist, so I had to loosen that up. Okay, so I already have everything that I need on the table. I'm going to start off with the Breeze Astringent. And yes, I'm still using those cheapo Dollar Tree cotton pads, but hopefully they will be gone soon. Okay, so just pour that on there. And of course I dropped some on the table. I'll clean that off later. I'm going to wash my face with this. Shouldn't be much of anything on my face. So let's just sit there, get that all over my face. Okay, and I have my mirror on my right side. Okay, so I'll set that over there, and it's time to move on to cleaning the table. So next we're going to use this right here. This is a Dermasil's, I can't even pronounce that, but you see what it is. And I'll take my cheapo Dollar Tree cotton pad, put some of that on there. And again, I will be listing everything that I use in the description. So if there's anything I can't pronounce, it'll be right in the description. So just like I did with the astringent, I will just put this all over my face. Try not to get it in my eye. Okay, set that over there. Dry it. I don't know how people use hair dryers to dry their makeup and stuff. You guys are crazy. Okay, so next, after I get these out of my way, next will be one of my serums. Here I am just trying to figure out which one I want to use first. And I chose not to use a serum first. I decided to use my sunscreen. Okay, and you just put this all over you like you got chicken pox and you're covering up with your calamine lotion. So you just dot, dot, dot all over your face. Okay, and then just put it all over your face. Let your face absorb the sunscreen because, like I've said before, your makeup does not protect you from the sun. And the lighting really sucks. I have natural lighting on me and it really sucks. I think next time I'm going to have to use my selfie light. Okay. So now I'm finally going to use one of my serums. This one is the Spa Essentials Dew Hyaluronic Acid Serum. It's got those little bead things in there that kind of just pop. And then, see, there's the little bead things. And I'll just put that on my forehead, on my cheeks, on my chin, on my neck. And you don't have to be perfect with doing your makeup. Nobody's perfect, and there's those little bead things, and see, you just pop them. Okay, set that aside, and we will put that into my skin. It's supposed to make it all like dewy. And like I've said before, all of my makeup is either Walmart, Dollar Tree, Dollar General, Target, nothing expensive, Five Below. Next one I'm going to be using is the Spa Essentials Plump Collagen Serum. Same as the other one, it's got the little beads in there that pop, and do it the same way. Put it on your forehead, put it on your cheeks, chin, nose, neck. There's those little beads in there again. And I'm wearing the wig cap because I need to flatten my hair for today. I don't need my hair all spiking all over the place, looking like I stuck my finger in an electrical socket. So I got the wig cap on. I sprayed my hair with water. Put the wig cap on, sprayed the wig cap with water as well. So we'll flatten my hair. So here I am putting all of that into my skin. And again, everything's going to be listed in the description. Just check in the time to see what time it is. Okay, so now let's add my Refresh Aloe and Cucumber Facial Mist, because I like to work with a wet face and not a dry face. So spray, 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 make a funny face. Okay, and then spread that around. And if you're wondering who I keep looking at, my husband is over on that side, and I thought he said something. Okay, so next we use my Wet n Wild Cooling Hydra Depuffer for eyes and face. I just put this underneath my eyes where you see the bags that I have there. And this has a nice little plastic cap that you pull off, and then you twist it just like it's a lipstick, and you just put it under your eye, and it's got a cooling sensation. So you just put it under the eye. Sometimes it doesn't want to go all the way down, so I have to push it down. I don't know what my husband just said, but he said something. Okay, and then you just push it into the skin. I like to get it on top of my eyelids. Okay. Okay, so next is the concealer. This is the Multitasker Concealer. This one I do not like the smell of it. It really stinks, but I haven't found another concealer in my shade. Say it stinks. All right, so you just put it in your corner of your eyes. We don't do the triangle anymore once we get older because we just look ridiculous. Okay, so we just put it in there, and then you put it on the sides of your nose. Now, I don't have any acne scars or pimples or anything or red marks, so I don't have to really put a lot of concealer on, but if you do, you just dot where you have any redness or acne or anything. This, I like to put this on the eyelids to kind of prep them for the eyeshadow. I do have something for that, but I figured I'd just use this since it's already in my hands. Okay, and again, with clean hands, because we don't need dirty hands near our face. I spread the concealer around. some people let the concealer dry, but that's mainly for people that have redness, acne scars, anything, blemishes on their face. I don't, so I can skip that process and just move on to just blending it. Yes, you're going to get it on your eyelashes, but that will be fixed later. Okay, so we're going to move on to my foundation. It's the Candy Moyo Moisturizing Foundation. It's in light 1 because I'm white like Casper. And then all I do is, this one's almost gone, so there's not much in there. So what I do is I just dot my face like I did with the sunscreen. Dot, 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 like I'm covering up chickenpox here. I have a hard time trying to find my shade of this foundation. So last time I saw it, I ended up buying the only 2 they had left in the store. Okay, and then clean hands. We'll rub that in all over the place. It looks kind of crazy. It looks kind of like it's light on my skin, but it is my shade. And of course, I'm going to go over it with a brush to even everything out. Okay, and I don't pull out my brushes beforehand because I never know what I'm going to use. All right, so this is the face powder brush. It's from the Paris Hilton brush collection that I got for Christmas. And I definitely need to do something about that hair once that wig cap's off because my bangs are very short and they look crazy right now. Right, so I'm just blending everything in, making everything even. Plus this helps move around the foundation that I had on my face. Okay, next we're going to use my Wet n Wild Contouring Palette Contour. And I've stated before, I'm not the greatest at contouring. I don't even know why I continue to contour. All right, so I have my contouring brush. See how it's, the brush is, it's perfect for contouring. That's why it's a contour brush. All right, so what you do is you take it and you just kind of tap, 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 tap. And you take it down to where your pupil is. So, and then come down. And then you go across your forehead. Across the forehead, go far. Now, this will be fixed up if you make any errors later on with some powder. But like I said, I'm not the greatest with contouring. I just started doing contouring. I don't see a need for it for me, but I do it anyways because I'm trying to continue to learn. But if you want to skip the contouring, go right ahead. I mean, you don't always have to contour. And then I do the side of my nose. Normally I would use a different contour for that, but I figured it's already in my hand. So I'll just blend that out. I don't think it makes much of a difference to my nose. But of course, I don't have a big nose anyways. So then we'll go in with the highlighter, go underneath where I contoured. Down the bridge of my nose, top of my lip, and then use the contour for under the lip. It's supposed to give it like a shadow. I haven't figured that one out yet, but it's supposed to give you a shadow there. Okay, so we're gonna move on to my blush. It's the LA Colors Blushin blush. And my makeup never says what the colors are, but obviously it's pink. And as you can see, the other side, there's another blush there. I don't know, it looks kind of like a bronzy pink. I haven't really used that one. All right, so I grabbed my blush brush. I don't know why I did, because after I used it, I realized that it really did not do the job for me. In my opinion, that brush is too big to be doing it, and it looked like I gave myself some 80s style blush there. And I don't know why I like to do on top of my nose. I don't understand it. I will be coming in later to redo my blush again, because after adding products onto my face, the blush will look really light, and I want to redo the blush later. Okay, so this is just my LA Colors powder foundation, and what that is going to do, that's just going to set everything in place, and it will fix any mistakes I made. It seems like I'm using a lot of powder on my face, but I'm really not. It seems like a lot. And you make sure you go down your neck, because this is not the 90s. We do not have two-toned faces. We don't have an orange face and a white neck. All right, so next is the eyebrows. This I think I kind of messed up on, but that was because the lighting really sucked. Okay, so it's the Browy LA Colors Browy Wowie. And because I was raised in the 90s, I plucked my eyebrows. I shaved up my eyebrows to make them really thin. So my eyebrows are really missing a lot to them. So I just fill in. I don't shape my eyebrows. I don't do anything. I just kind of just go with the shape and just fill in where I'm missing any hairs in my eyebrows. And remember, we come out with the eyebrows, not down with the eyebrows. And I guarantee my eyebrows are not even, but that's something I can fix another time. But we're just going to go with what I have right now. See, told you, eyebrows are not the same. Okay, so now we're gonna move on to eyeshadow, and I think I got this from Five Below. It's the LA Colors eyeshadow palette. I got the multicolored one because it kind of matches my shirt. And in my opinion, these type of eyeshadows are like really cheap, but you learn how to work with them. So I'm gonna grab my eyeshadow brush. And what I do is I spritz it with the setting spray to kind of dampen the brush, which actually helps with the pigment of the eyeshadow. And the first eyeshadow color I'm going to work with is going to be this mint color right here. I'm going to work with that, and what I'm going to do with that is that's going to go all over the eyelid. See how that's more pigmented? Last time I used these, there was like no pigment and it looked like it was barely there. Okay, so that's it all over the eyelid. Wipe that off because I'm going to have to use that brush again. And we don't need to be having the mint mixed with another color. All right, next is my crease brush. No, yep, it's my crease brush. And spray it with the setting spray. Surprised I did not lose that brush flinging it like that. So the next color we are going to work with is this lilac, light lavender, whatever color you want to call that, purple. And then what you do is you do in the crease, you don't do the windshield washer, you wipers, you do above that, because if you do the windshield wipers, you're going to end up losing the eyeshadow. So we just do that right along the top, kind of like where that bone is right there. And in my opinion, I did not like this color. I should have went with a different color, but we're gonna keep doing this. Okay, and then just blend, blend, blend. Yeah, I didn't like that color because you can barely see it. I should have probably went with the pink up there, but I'll try that next time. All right, so next we're gonna go with the all over lid brush. Spritz, spritz, spritz. And this is, we're gonna do where we used to back in the 90s do that V, but we're gonna do that a little more updated. Okay, so I'm gonna use this like grayish, purplish blue. And that's gonna go in the corner of your eyelid. And you're gonna put it upward, outward, but we're not gonna make that V. We're gonna blend it into the eyelid. Okay, and then just blend it out. I can never get both my eyes to look the same. Okay, so next we're going to use this pearl white. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put that above my eyelid all the way up to my eyebrows. Kind of like 90s style, but I still like it. Kind of highlights. Okay, so just add a little bit of the pearl white in the corner there. Okay, so I got the eyelids done. Kind of looks 90s style, but I don't care. All right, so I'm gonna come in with the Kleancolor glitter black eyeliner pencil. And all I do is I go underneath and I just go not all the way across. I just go a little bit in. Kind of almost underneath my pupil. Some people put it on their waterline. I can't because anything on my waterline irritates my eyes. Next is my LA Colors Perfect Curve Mascara. And I just blink my eyes while I put that on my eyelashes. You get it all the way to the end. And get really close to the lid when you're doing that, because then that gives you kind of like an eyeliner look. Especially for people that can't tightline like I can't. And then I get on the lower lids. Next is my BColor Swirl Lip Gloss, Watermelon Scent.
What?
Now I just put that on my lips. And that piece of paper down there by me is where I'm writing down everything that I'm using. So I can put it in the description. And last, I'll use my Smoke and Mirrors Plumping Lip Gloss. I have lipstick, but I'm not really big on lipstick. I'm more of a lip gloss person. I have lip liner, but I haven't perfected how to use that either. And like I said earlier, I would be coming back in to do my blush. And this time, I'm just going to use my fingers because I did not like the big brush that I have for my blush. And one thing about me using lip gloss or anything on my lips, my husband hates it because when I give him a kiss, he ends up getting lip gloss on him, and he just does not like the texture of the lip gloss. And I don't blame him. I don't blame him. All right, so I'll just use a different brush, and I'll go in and kind of just blend, blend, blend. Okay, and then I'm going to come in with, it's a finishing powder. It looks white, but then it's like clear on the brush. It looks like there's practically nothing on the brush. So I'm just going to use the foundation brush and just get some on there. And like I said, it looks clear. And that just kind of sets everything in, picks up anything that may be loose on your face. Right?
I'd fucking do that.
Sounds like fun. And it doesn't take me this long to do my makeup, but when you're trying to explain everything and show everything, it does take a lot longer. All right, and then I'm going to use my LA Colors matte setting spray. I have different setting sprays. This is the first one I grabbed. Okay, and then just right.
Don't learn.